Ethys! What excellent, I mean, awful timing. You see, our friends, they've taken a turn for the worse. Kryle's hardly had a moment rest these past few days. She didn't want everyone to worry, so we've been keeping it quiet. But listen to me, I call myself a receptionist and I haven't even bothered to ask you why you're here. Yes, Moonbreeder and Rambros were part of the Circle of Knowing, as was Graha. And presumably a few others that we don't necessarily know of. So, they think the spirit vessel will be ready soon, and they want to make sure there are no problems at this end. Oh, better talk to Kryle. She's with the others in Dawn's Respite. Let's go and see her. So, the Archon tattoo is one that most of the Sharlayans have, which is like basically the Sharlayan PhD. The Circle of Knowing tattoo is a combination of it's like it's got an eye. It's like an eye of what is there's like a classic term for it from like medieval European iconography. But it's the one with the eye, basically. Thancred has a PhD. Yeah, Thancred has a PhD in like espionage, effectively. The all-seeing eye. Yeah, that kind of theme, basically. Yeah, there's like a specific eye of not the Eye of Horus, but the all-seeing eye is it. But there's like another specific sort of academic term for it. Lise had a PhD in punching. Lise did not have. She was not an Archon. Her tattoo was a fake. Is with the others in Dawn's Respite. Let's go and see her. Just prepare yourself, all right? Yeah, I think Eye of Providence is another term for it. Anyway, you guys, like, you understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, the real leader was an Archon, yes. No, we never met Real Eater. If we were a legacy player and we started in Gridania, then we saw some echo flashbacks of the Real Eater.
Excuse us.
But that's it. This is spooky. I don't like this.
This way.
I would rather you hadn't seen this.
I'm sorry. We have urgent tidings.
Oh, no, I'm not angry with you. On the contrary, I know full well how hard everyone has been searching for a way to return home. And I had hoped to afford you the time you needed. But given our friend's present state, perhaps it was for the best that you came. Stiff and cold, all of them, as if they were made of wax. Barely alive at all. And they had been doing so well. Save for occasional signs of etheric instability, they appeared to be in passable health. Then, quite without warning, things took a turn for the worse. A change for which even Master Matoya could offer no explanation.
Oh, I'm really feeling the stakes here. This is, very effective.
She could only remind me that the soul is yet an unknown frontier, and that much and more lies beyond our ken. But let's not lose heart just yet. At times like these, it is all the more important that we remain positive. Why? I but this moment succeeded in quelling a fluctuation in Thancred's ether. And while the others have weakened, they have remained relatively stable. I believe I may leave my post for a moment. So come, let me hear your tale outside.
Oof. Yeah, you guys have got to remember that Kral was like tortured and very, very traumatized by Xenos. Just, not that long ago, like something she's definitely still recovering from. As you've probably noticed, we've put them in night clothes. I know they're not exactly asleep, but it seemed like the right thing to do. I'll make them some new clothes when they wake up. So they have to come back. And they will. Oh, poggers. New outfits. Hell yeah. What news from the first? See, work on the spirit vessel proceeds apace, but our friends begin to falter. As they themselves have observed, the link between body and soul is weakened. Simple as that. For now, I'm still able to quell the fluctuations in their ether, but it's only a matter of time. We'll lose them if we don't act soon. If the Exarch is ready to attempt something, attempt it. As for the spirit vessel itself, if we seek to draw upon Allagan wisdom, we could do worse than consult an expert in the field. Oh, we're going to go talk to Rambros? And I think I know just the man. I'm being against us, it may be best if I go and solicit his aid in person, even if it does mean leaving my patients. There's a few different people this could be, but I suspect there's going to be Rambros. Food for the soul. Ethys, would you spare a moment? While Kroll goes and finds this expert of hers, there's a gift I was hoping to send to our friends in the First, you see. Since we might be waiting a while, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand with it. My first attempt turned out well, so now I'm going to try and make it properly. I'll be in the kitchen at the House of Splendors. Meet me there. Well, I better be off too. I shall see you soon. Either here at the house, or at the house, depending on how our patients fare in my absence. So it could be Rambros, it could be Ewan or Kotor. He's also an expert on Allag. But, you know, Rambros would make the most sense, being a fellow Sharlayan. It could even be like Ymitra, honestly. Like, she's certainly an expert on certain aspects of Allag. But, you know, regarding spirit vessels and stuff, I'd be talking to Mikoto, you know? It's just strange that she's, you know, sequestered. Alright, Tataru's a chef now, okay. There you are, Ethys. As I'm sure you've guessed, the gift is a bit of home cooking. Unlike Kryl, I can't do much to help our friends directly. That doesn't mean I've been idle. No, I've been doing my best for the Order, taking on this job, and that keep our coffers full. I've even helped out with the Ishgardian restoration. And in the course of all this, my culinary skills have come on quite a bit, so I thought, why not make something for our friends? It's baking in the oven even as we speak. Should be long now. Oh, we should make a note of that. I should have screenshot that Carl's been contributing to the Ishgardian restoration. I love that. She's been power leveling in Ishgard. There. Baked to perfection, even if I do say so myself. Toast? Really? You made some toast? Well done. You're like a level 70 culinary and you made some toast. It smells great. Doesn't it just? It's called Archon Loaf, in case you're wondering. That's what they eat over in Sharlayan. Oh, okay, so here's a fun little tangent for you. The Sharlayans study the culinary cultures of like a lot of different places, right? And they have like a pretty strong sort of, I guess, like culinary culture over there as a result. But it's like purely academic, and the stuff they eat is canonically like really boring. It's like bread and muesli, and that's basically it. They're very Spartan when it comes to what they eat. Yeah. So this is good. This is cool. I like this. Simple fare, I admit, but I thought it reminded our friends of home. If nothing else, Kral tells me it's a good source of ether, so it should lend them a bit of strength at least. Oh, it might be protein bread, right? There truly is nothing like the smell of bread fresh from the oven. Kral, if it isn't Rambros too. Ah, there's our boy. I trust you require no introductions either, Ethys. Greetings, my friend. Full glad am I to see you well. I confess, I have a long list of questions to ask you, but I will endeavor to contain my curiosity for the present. I understand our mutual friend is struggling with the application of certain Allagan technologies. I have been keeping Rambros apprised of events in the First. Suffice it to say, he knows about the Exarch. If anyone alive can provide insight into this matter, it is him and his fellow sons. Loath as I am to disappoint you after so glowing an endorsement. Memory transference was the sole province of Allagan royalty, its mechanisms closely guarded secrets. Any record of them remains, we have yet to find it. To wit, I regret that I can offer no solution to your problem. Actually, that's a good point, right? Like, Une and Doga transmitted their memories and souls and their consciousness into two of their clones, unbeknownst to Amon, and basically had them hidden away, like disguised among the hordes of empty-brained, puppet clones that were in the Crystal Tower. Begs the question of why I bothered to come here empty-handed as I am. The answer being rather brazenly to ask a favor. Maybe relay a message to our comrade. Actually, you know what? You guys remember the Crystal Tower weeklies with Noah, right? Who had possessed a Mikote that's just like hanging around in Mordona here. Yeah, they soul hopped as well. And given that like the Crystal Tower series is now compulsory, like obviously unlocking that weekly in that quest isn't compulsory, but this is another point of like dissonance here where it's like our character knows of this other Allagan, this living Allagan who's possessing this Mikote body that's just like hanging around, that knows a lot of this shit that we would surely be able to go and compel about some of this. Which begs the question of why I bothered to come here empty-handed as I am. The answer being rather brazenly to ask a favor. Whatever you relay a message to our comrade. Oh, I already read that. Never mind. Tell him that we never doubted him. Never doubted that he would achieve all that he said he would. Those of us who remained behind have yet to play our part. But when the time comes, he may rest easy in the knowledge that we will most assuredly do so. I'm getting so many death flags right now. And then the tower shall shine once more as a beacon of hope, in this world and beyond. Tell him that we consider his duty done. He should follow his heart now. Forgive me, but you say this to discourage him from overexerting himself? Or to encourage him to hold nothing back? That will be for our friend to decide. Either way, I dare say a certain someone will be unimpressed. Well, there you have it, Ethys. You'd be so good as to see Rambro's message and Tatari's bread to their intended recipients. Along with my report, of course. Cryo, before I wrap the bread up, would you mind giving it a try? Just to make sure everything's as it should be? Oh, but of course. I'm always happy to lend my taste buds. The thing he's wearing is his belt. So, Arcanists in 1.0, before Arcanist was playable, they used these weird rod things. And Urianger actually had one as well in 1.0. And Rambros, like, normally they were larger, but like Rambros is a really big dude, I guess. But it's the same kind of like design as what the 1.0, like the characters that were canonically 1.0 Arcanists were using. In Graha travel in the future, how can Rambros knew about well, we told him about it. And he knows current time Graha, of course, but we like also told him about what has happened. Excuse me, Rambros. As a fellow Sharlian, may I trouble you for your opinion? Well, I usually have mine with a good dollop of roll berry jam. I suppose plain is best for sampling purposes. One bit of trivia. I see. I see. Oh no. Is it that bad? It is indeed, Tataru. Dense and unpleasant. Exactly as it should be. Just so. The very taste of home. As you might expect, our countrymen have amassed a wealth of culinary wisdom from every corner of the world. Our native cuisine is, shall we say, a little lacking. Oh, it's like exactly what I was just saying. In Sharlian, the majority regard food as a source of nourishment rather than enjoyment. Save for those few who actually research the culinary arts, we pay little heed to the niceties of taste and texture. Okay, it's just reiterating exactly what I just told you guys. It was against such a gastronomic landscape that what is now called the Archon loaf was born. The creation of an Archon who devoted himself to the study of bodily sustenance. In order to maximize its nutritional value, he incorporated copious quantities of pulverized fish and vegetable matter into the dough, all with nary a care for those qualities which make bread enjoyable. The result is a flavor that continues to defy description. Right, so it is like protein bread. Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah. Yet, for its many shortcomings, the loaf's nutritional value cannot be denied. You know, it kind of sounds like Norwegian food, honestly. Being a damnably convenient way to cater to one's bodily needs, it quickly found an audience amongst busy scholars. Why, when I was a lad, nigh every meal was a sandwich made with this very bread, whatever ingredients happened to be on hand. No, I swear, Insanity, this is my first playthrough of it, I promise. Oh, Lutefisk. I had Lutefisk for the first time the other day, and it was, interesting. It was very interesting. Tasted better than it smelled. Barbecues, thank you very much for 10 months, by the way, appreciate it. I suspect just about every Archon could say the same. Having been away from home for so long, I thought I might have forgotten the taste, but no, it's all too familiar. Ah, how it takes me back. If there is enough, perhaps you could spare some for the Exarch. You're certain to appreciate it. Yeah, honestly, like, I'd eat it. Like I say, they kind of eat a lot of stuff like that over here. It's not bad. Not terrible. Oh, there's plenty to go around. I'll be sure to wrap up an extra slice. Ethys, when you deliver the loaf, please be sure to send everyone my regards. Tell them they're doing everything we can, and that we'll be praying for their safe return until the moment they get back. Yeah, I had lutefisk with white sauce and bacon and potatoes. And it's a very interesting texture because it's like hung out and dry aged in the windy salt air after being treated with lye for quite a while, like 6 weeks or something. And then they have to do something else with it, and then they boil it. So it's kind of like a little bit firm and flaky, but like they like soak it and rehydrate it and then boil it. So it's kind of like I say, it's got like this dry, flaky kind of exterior, and then this kind of like a very sort of I don't know how to put it. Like I can't describe it. No, it's not leathery. Well, they traditionally dry it and hang it out to preserve it, right? To preserve, like, you know, stores of meat through, you know, winter months and such. And then they, like, you can't eat it like that. Like, it's dangerous to eat like that. But they rehydrate and then they boil it to eat. Yeah, it's one of those things that like is developed out of necessity, and then becomes like a cultural touchstone and eventually like a delicacy, and it's actually like very expensive, like much more expensive than just getting fresh fish, even though like fresh fish most of the time is going to taste much better. But it's not bad. It smells very strong. But it tastes nice. It's got like, you know how you kind of get like that very round, like almost like cheese kind of flavor profile of like dry aged steak. It's kind of like that, and then you've got this weird texture that's like again sort of like dry and flaky a little bit on the outside, but then like really sort of moist, and I'm trying to find the word to describe like the texture of the inside of it. Soapy? No, not soapy. No. Gelatinous? Yeah. Yes, gelatinous. Yeah. Oh, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just trying to like describe it. It was a very unique culinary experience. I haven't had fish quite like it, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't my favorite way to have fish, but it was nice. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it is an experience. You gotta try it. Yeah, I would definitely recommend trying it. One of those either you like it or you don't. Yeah. It's one of those things that you got to approach with an open mind, you know?
Ah, you are returned. Good. There's much to discuss. The others are making their way hither as we speak.
Alright, let's do it. Welcome back, my friend. How was your journey? What about that super salty brine fish? Yeah, the fish that they just like bury. There's another thing they do here where they like get some fish and they cover it in, I think they do it with salt now, but they used to do this with lye as well, just because salt is like not very accessible in Norway traditionally. And then they would just like bury it in the dirt for like a year, and then until it basically fermented. Surströmming, is that it? Yeah, and then that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and then it would ferment, and it's kind of like the blue cheese of fish, and it's the worst thing that you would ever smell. Like the smell will literally knock you out. a Swedish friend of mine talked about like how his mother would make it, and how what they would do is they would have it in like Glad wrap sort of bags, like Ziploc bags. That's what I'm thinking of. They bury them like in these Ziploc bags, and to open these Ziploc bags, they would like fill the sink up with water, and then like open the Ziploc bag underneath the water, because like the smell that came out when you first open it after like the fermentation process is done is so dangerous, like literally dangerous, that if you open it up just like in front of you, you will die. Like you will pass the fuck out. You will actually like do yourself some serious injury. So I'm not brave enough to try that. Yeah, you'll take like 2d8 poison damage. Yeah, the gas it can actually be lethal. Yeah, that comes out. Yeah, it can make you really, really sick. So I'm not brave enough to try that, but I have tried lutefisk. You think Norwegian food was invented as pranks? Well, it was invented out of like necessity. You know, the winters here are 9 months long, and during that time, like traditionally, you can't grow any crops, and it's dark for at least 20 hours of the day, and like minus 40 degrees Celsius. And if you haven't like preserved food, then you will die. Simple as that. And then again, you know, like eventually it becomes a cultural touchstone, and then eventually a delicacy. Oh. Tastes okay. Just smells. Yeah, that's the understanding that I have as well. And lutefisk was same. Like lutefisk has a very strong pungent smell, but it's not so bad that it's gonna like knock you out. You know, it smells really fishy. Leave it to humans to live somewhere is constantly trying to kill them. Well, I mean, to be fair, like the Vikings were constantly, you know, like invading and raiding and settling in like other more habitable parts of the world. I mean, a lot of people don't realize this, but like Dublin, that was a Viking settlement. The current, you know, like the modern Russian states were basically formed by the reconciliation of the Vikings that had taken land and settled there, homogenizing with the local Slavic peoples, like North and northeastern England. Is most of like the towns and cities there are built off Viking settlements. Yeah, like northern parts of France as well, very much so. Yeah. Lots of King Olafs in Irish history, yeah. Yeah. Yes. We're still talking about bread? No, we're talking about lutefisk and Vikings and stuff now. Yeah, that's true. The Shetlands and all the Scottish coasts is the same way. I mean, don't they still speak Old Norse in the Shetlands? I think they do. Anyway, it's a bit of a tangent, bit of a sidebar there, but you know, that's kind of what we do on this channel, isn't it? By the 12 Archon loaf? How did you come by this? I swear it comes straight from Charlian. Ambrose said that, did he? His words are very nearly as heavy as the bread, but I appreciate the sentiment. If you have the chance, you may tell him that he needn't worry. That which I seek to do, I do of my own volition and with all my heart. Pursuing this path, I fully expect to earn the censure of our friends, and to deserve it, I shall forge on regardless. Forge on as you yourself did been faced with a similar predicament. So I ask that you have faith in me. What we do. Oh, just tell me, just out with it. But we were talking about your journey. Before the others arrive, I would hear how their bodies fare. Oh, and the bread I shall save for later. Though it has been many years, I have not forgotten the feats of mastication required to consume it, nor how unconducive they are to conversation. That's true, it would ruin the prank if you told us. Réalge's definitely in on it, though.
We have visited every region and confirmed the presence of Scions throughout the realm.
Lest a grave predicament be made to seem hopeless, it should be noted that they are of inferior rank. The black-masked minions who answer to the red.
Yes, a gaggle of schemers attempting to exploit recent events to sow the seeds of petty conflict. Fortunately, nothing of any great concern has come of their meddling just yet.
You know, I love how in, like, 1.0, and even in ARR, the Black Masks are terrifying. And, like, the pinnacle of the Summoner Heaven's Ward questline is beating one of these. And now in Shadowbringers, the Scions are just like, yeah, it's just the Black Masks, don't worry about it. It's fine.
We also encountered a number of the Crystarium's former defenders, busily solving this problem and that in a bid to become warriors of light.
Their zeal is to be applauded. 'Tis but a pity I cannot encourage them on their course.
Not knowing Elidibus set them upon it, no. Both the troubles to be solved and the villains to be vanquished are his doing too, like as not. And so, with apologies to the aspiring warriors of light, I believe it best that we deal with the Scions quickly and quietly.
Oh man, Gaius is gonna be so jealous if we're about to go and do what I think we're about to go and do.
I quite agree.
But tell us, what news from the source? How fare our bodies?
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I mean, I should be honest with them, shouldn't I?
Oh dear. Then we must redouble our efforts. Not that we've ever stinted in that regard.
This would seem an appropriate moment to ask about the spirit vessel. Tell me you've made some progress.
We have, as it happens. One moment.
I'm really worried here that Graha's just gonna, like, take his clothes off and be like, ta-da, spirit vessel, baby.
The red stones. Then this doth mean...
Yes, it's his blood.
For the benefit of all, permit us to explain.
Used his own blood?
As you will recall, using white auracite as our starting point, we fashioned a vessel for mind and memory both. Yet, though it served this purpose admirably, the process of imbuing it with one's complete essence proved a somewhat thornier proposition. Simply put, the memory would not accompany the mind. And so, we looked to the Allagan's mastery of memory transference for a solution.
This approach was not without its own complications, however, relying as it does upon blood, which inanimate objects, notably, do not possess. We duly explored methods of suffusing the vessel with drops of the aforementioned. Alas, our painstaking experimentation succeeded only in making me feel faint, and singularly failed to imbue the crystal with the necessary properties. It was then that an idea occurred to me, namely that we might fuse the vessel not with normal blood, but with my crystallized essence.
You're doing this for our sakes. So far be it from us to complain. But don't think we haven't noticed what's happening to your arm.
It falls well short of offering up my life in exchange for yours, which was your only stipulated prohibition, as I recall. And it is but a small price to pay for delivering you home.
Assuming it works. We shall soon know if this grisly addition will serve as a suitable conduit for the subject's memory. Though not soon enough to warrant your waiting. The test is like to take a while.
Let us be off then. We have Scions to attend to, among other things.
Forgive me, but I count 6 vessels, and there are only 5 of us.
Someone has a choice to
One is
make.
for testing purposes. I will personally use it to see whether the crystal functions as it should.
One is a Chekhov's gun. It's going to be useful later for killing an Ascian or something, probably.
And if it does, wouldn't that
You
mean
know
your
how
soul
these
would
narratives
also
work.
return to the source?
Yes. In theory, at least. But there is a distinct difference between your circumstances and mine. While your corporeal forms want for souls, my past self does not. Mayhap our essences would blend, or mayhap they would curdle. There is no telling what might occur.
This is something that I was speculating about as well. He was gonna do some weird sort of rejoining to past Graha. See?
And you'd be willing to take that risk?
I would.
I see.
It would be like effectively a rejoining, yeah. I mean, yeah, his soul is not quite the same, right? Like you might think so, but you know, he survived the 8th calamity, so he's been rejoined one extra time over the other Graha, and no doubt, you know, his fusion with the Crystal Tower and all that has also done made some irreparable changes to his anima. Then be 17 out of 14. Yeah, he'd be like crazy OP. I don't know how it works. Like none of us know, right? Like if Urianger doesn't know, then I certainly don't. I, for one, support the Exarch's choice. To be alive is to be driven by a purpose, and Fura is driven as him. Stupid. I've never really stopped to think about what happened once the vessels were complete. Now... No, there's no point. I hope the test is a success, truly. I'm sorry, I know it was childish to storm off like that. And probably to feel the way as I do as well. Pull yourself together, Alize. When our grandfather first decided to journey to Eorzea, Alize did not take kindly to my silence on the subject. Don't pretend to understand things you don't, she said, or rather, shouted. Having oft been the object of her scorn, I am predisposed to sympathize with the Exarch. You understand how she feels. Better now than I ever did, certainly. Hast thou a moment, Ethys? I would speak with thee on the matter of the Exarch's mooted return unto the source. Thou wilt have observed that our friend spake not in certainties. Yet if Beklug hath right of it, 'tis possible to predict the outcome of his plan with some confidence. And it is their assessment that given the opportunity, the Exarch's soul should successfully merge with that of his younger self. Which is to say, the process is without complications. For one, the Exarch hath been subjected to an additional rejoining, an experience which will have wrought a change in his ethereal composition. Right, okay, so again, we just anticipated that. As thou thyself did demonstrate in merging with Ardbert, however, there existeth an affinity twixt like souls, which doth give us cause to hope. Right, so it would be something like a rejoining. Yet there remaineth one immutable condition upon which success doth hinge. The Exarch must needs recognize his past self as simply that. Self. While recent travails have demonstrated, memories are essential to the soul. Any discrepancy in the former may feasibly cause the latter to spurn its former flesh. It is a seemingly simple yet complex problem. For nigh on a century our friend hath striven only to deliver this realm, to deliver thee. And to that singular end did he cast aside his very name. He might assume the mantle of the Crystal Exarch. Right, so Riage is concerned that he's too far removed from his previous self. Henceforth none can say what choices our friend will make, and I thought it only right that thou be made aware of these truths. Alright. Lest there be any doubt, the Exarch hath long been aware of the possibilities he but recently unfolded to us. Wherefore he did refrain from sharing them until now, I cannot say. Alright. Right then. While the Exarch literally pours his own sweat and blood into his allotted task, it seems only fair that we attend to our own. Dealing with Elidibus and his minions. Just so. There is one other matter. In light of our deteriorating health, Y'shtola should not be left alone at Anida. Might I trouble you to visit her, Ethys? See that all is well. I would go myself, but I think she might be safer in the hands of one less prone to collapsing. My thanks. We'll leave the Ascians to us. Once they are out of the way, we will retire to Yulmore. And when Y'shtola is finished plumbing the depths, I'd like the two of you to join us there. Man, they've come... Like, the Scions have come a really long way in, like, power creep terms, haven't they? Where they're like, yeah, just leave the Ascians to us, it's fine. If you're bound for Anida, I suggest you go via Venment Yards. Our friend there will be glad to provide a boat for you. Let's be on our way, then. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Right. I have a delivery from the source Kupo. No, I'm not going to do that. I have a gift for you from Tataru. It's a trash mob Ascians. Yeah, but as we, like, already discerned, we had to spend some time, like, learning Akmorn as summoner to, you know, even feel confident in dealing with them. Aru, you say? Never could it be? Archon Loaf, thou sayest? Why, even to hear the name doth transport me to times long past. Bread from another world? May I try some? Mayest thou, child? Thou must! That said, though I personally disagree with the consensus, I do nonetheless advise thee to temper thine expectations. Wiser words have never been uttered. Though it rarely darkened our dining table at home, I can attest that it was standard fare at the studium. Indeed, a slice was never far from our peers' hands. These two are so spoiled. Alphino, you really are an unbearable snob sometimes, you know that? Oh my god. What I believe my colleagues are trying to say is that we appreciate the gesture. Tataru will do our best to return before she's forced to seek further supplementary employment. Right, let's really be off now. We can find a drink to wash down the bread on the way. This gear is the new Dragoon AF, the dyed AF, that you can get from farming Varus. Dyed pearl white. It's not like my favorite glamour set, but I don't know, it's Dragoony. It's fun. Yes, the Arrow Slaver. Okay, Venment Yards. This game needs voice actors. I mean, this game has voice actors, right? Thing is, like, some more voice acting would be nice, but like, it's such a huge budget commitment. Like, the thing that really messed up SWTOR, for instance, was the fact that every single minor side character in every single side quest had full voice acting from like a AAA cast, and they just blew all of their budget on that. Oh, if it ain't the Warrior of Darkness himself, what brings you to these parts? Heading out to sea, eh? But of course we'll be happy to help. Say the word already, but let's do it. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. It's very expensive. Hi, Insom, what's up? Was waiting for that. Yeah.
Excellent. I had intended to speak with you alone.
I said last patch this was a terrible idea to leave her alone like this.
None of my doing, lest you misunderstand. The link between her body and soul wavers. I know not what you hoped to find here, but it will avail you naught to learn of our past.
Here we go again. Once again, the speaker is Lahabrea. Might be Guillaume, we don't know. We know that the speaker is Lahabrea because that's Lahabrea's position. His role is speaker of the convocation. Yeah, Guillaume was sundered, but I don't know yet whether this is before or after the sundering, do I?
It fades. Fades away into oblivion. Does the world no longer have need of me? No. I am Elidibus, and I will fulfill my duty. Sundered though you may be, you fought for the world's salvation. For hope.
Oh.
Hope.
Oh my.
Ah, it swells within me. Empowers me. Now I may carry out my mission. And yet, why do I yearn for this? Why do I struggle so? I shall take her into my safekeeping. If you want her back, you will do as I ask. Show me your strength. I would take your measure.
Oh, here we go. Ravio, thank you very much for the bits, by the way. And what's happening tomorrow?
I have prepared a suitable arena. You need but ride the flow of ether.
We do all MSQ today? I don't know, hopefully. Guess we'll see. Yeah, we are sidetracking a lot, that's true. And you know what? That's good. Oh, cool. Alright. Yeah, so I don't know, we may or may not get through it all today. If we don't, we'll finish it tomorrow. That's alright. I think sidetracking is good. There's certainly no need to rush through this. Oh my goodness. Ravio, real quick, Ravio, thank you so much for those 5 gift subs. That is ridiculous. That is incredibly generous. Grats to Kainot, to Pepper, Nicknar, Chrissy, and Zippo. Enjoy, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate it. You are familiar with this place, I believe. This remembered Amarot. Proceed to the capital. I shall return your comrade to you there. Tired of your games. Oh, and thank you so much for the bits as well. What the heck, dude? You speak as if you were disappointed in me. Why? I am your enemy, and you mine. Our goals are in conflict, and we are fated to clash. Or had you hoped that feigned sympathy and false understanding would cast your crimes in a less reprehensible light? That I would come to look upon you as a friend? You who have slaughtered my people. You who would tear down everything we have built. You do not deny it, then. Very well, let us change the cast of this trial. We'll know what you've stolen from us. Do not imagine I crave remorse. Only justice. I bet a ton of people look at the innkeepers and were like, who? I think everyone would recognize them, even if they don't know them. I think everyone would understand what's going on here. Forward, hero. Just see how strong you have become. Doesn't look like they say anything. How many collection items did you guys find in the puppet's bunker? I haven't gone through and done the collections yet. I'm gonna go back and do it. Let us begin. Rest assured, there are no tricks. You need but defeat the enemies before you. First, something easy. Those whom a budding hero might encounter at the beginning of his tale. I believe I have the perfect subjects. This is like what he did to us Oh my god. This is what this kind of echoes like 2.1, where he wanted to determine whether or not we had the blessing by testing us. Oh, but Valimo! Oh. Oh, this is really rough. Oh my god. All too easy, I see. But at least you now understand the rules. Thus, we will make our way to the capital. That was in poor taste, even for you. An appearance that should unsettle you so. I was under the impression you simply destroyed all who barred your way, bearing nary a thought to the possibility that your foe could be someone's beloved. But come, you shouldn't dwell on the beginning when so much of your story awaits. Oh no. Oh no, Moonbreeder and Orion Shame of Philia, and oh, this sucks. This is so sad. Oh. Every tale requires villains. Defeat them and claim your place as a hero. Wow, this is really like... really feeling like the wrap-up of the story arc. Well done, champion of Eorzea, well done. Onward then, over the bloodied bodies of the fallen. You tasted many sweet triumphs, yes. So too did you taste bitter tragedy. Who could forget the Crystal Braves? The idealistic, pathetic dream born from a malformed creature. Faces you know and loathe. Let your hatred burn and strike them down with all your might. Ah, poor Laurentius. I feel real bad for Laurentius.
Sloppy.
Oh, come on. Come on, guys. Damn it.
Sloppy.
God damn it.
Ay, ay, ay. Such ease yet again. Always did grow stronger with every battle. Did he say it? Guys, please don't spam audio commands while we're doing this, please. Yeah, one of them was him. Damn it, Koji. It seems it will take more than those monsters to leave an impression upon you. Or mayhap you simply fail to understand my meaning. Not that it matters. No, I have dealt with countless heroes. And always it ends the same way. No amount of reasoning will bridge our differences. The result in happiness will result in happiness for all. Whatever your reasons may be, I cannot be bound by them. I can but put faith in my own beliefs, and fight for them with all my being. You're wrong. We can always strive for understanding, for compromise. How very naive. You're willing to compromise on your beliefs. You all but admit they're flawed. I assure you, I have no intention of compromising on mine. Come what may, I will fulfill my mission at Elidibus. But enough talk. It is not your assertions that I wish to know, but your strength. Oh, come on, don't do me like this. Falsely accused of regicide, you fled for the snow-swept fields of Curthus. Had you and the Scions met your demise that day in the Sultanate, La Habrea might have been spared his. Not only did you stubbornly live You hurled yourself into the thick of the Dragonsong War. Swept along by the tide of events, you pursued and slew those who sought to stop the unending conflicts, just as you were bid. Or was it a thirst for vengeance that drove you? I trust you're beginning to limber up.
Do keep up the fine form.
Oh, my friends.
Around heroes,
People are wont to flock. People who harbor all manner of motives,
each baser than the last.
Oh no.
Come, let the curtains rise on the grand melee. No more than they deserve. In the end, their hand of friendship was tainted with personal defile.
Oh, Zale, my baby. Oh. Hey, Matthias, thank you very much for 23 months. Man, this instance is more than I can bear.
You know what comes next. You put an end to the Dragonsong War. There is no saving your comrade this time. All you can do is cut off the serpent's heads. And as simple as that, a 1,000-year war is brought to its conclusion. But every end marks a new beginning. And for heroes such as you, there is only ever conflict.
I certainly am, Merazinki. I kind of have to accept that at this point.
How are you enjoying the walk down memory lane? I dare say there will have been a few individuals for whom you harbor deep feelings. Its passing caused you keenest grief. That is what our people are to us. An irreplaceable existence that can ill be lost. I will save them. They are my... Never mind. We are not here to talk. Let us return to the task at hand. Empress Solace has kindled an insatiable flame. Garlemald was its name, and it raged across the land, consuming all in its path. Following the trail of ash, you set forth for Alamigo and Doma into a storm of blood. Again you fought, and again you grew stronger, so strong that we could no longer control you. Yours is an unnatural, beastly strength, and we shall lay it bare. In order to gain a foothold in the liberation effort, you journeyed to far eastern plains. There you encountered the land's greatest warriors and sought to win them over to your cause.
Me too, Grandma.
The sun cannot be.
It is not enough!
The strong are drawn to the strong. Thus did you gather new allies to your banner.
Oh no.
Yet where ardent souls gather, so too do fires burn. In this way did you consign those around you to the flames. Burn them all, hero. Reduce them to nothingness, like the ephemeral morning dew they are.
I cannot fail. Not again.
You did not hesitate, or perhaps could not. No matter. Let us return our attention to the finale. Here we shall have a test between fellow beasts. It's only fitting, would you not agree? When I fought you in this flesh, 'twas I who triumphed. Will you turn the tables this time?
Well, I mean, they triumphed because someone was trying to call us. To be fair, you must know that.
My creation appears to have lost its form. It's no easy thing to see through the eyes of a beast such as him. In any event, there's only so much to be learned by taking your measure this way. Let us try something different. Come, we continue this within.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
An impressive show of strength, but surely no more than a foretaste of that which Emet-Selch's conqueror is capable. Such might requires a fairer measure. Compare like with like. Yes. I shall have to test you myself. Come on, Ethys. Show me what you can do.
Wow, he actually referred to us by our name there. My Elidibus voice sounds a lot like my Xenos voice. I suppose it does. I have a limited number of voices, okay? Be gentle. Like 5? I got more than 5. Or maybe 6. Alright, let's do it.
I may not be the real Ard, but you do well not to underestimate me. All that made him the warrior he was, every battle waged, every blow swung, part of my very being. So come, fight me like you mean to take my head. Oh, but I do. Good, good. I sense your murderous intent. You'd kill me given the chance. Mayhap you think to recover this body? If so, prove that it's no use to me. Prove that I can't best you with it. Come at me with everything you've got.
Oh, okay, I see.
Might want to watch your step.
Oh, I thought they were gonna go off one at a time. Well, nothing more to say, Elidibus? Soul Flash. Oops, that was a misclick.
I see. You're a different beast from when you face my creations. Very well. I'll transcend my very limits. See what you're truly capable of.
Lands of Old. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Hold nothing back, but neither will I.
Oh, hello. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. And gotcha.
I have my answer.
You have grown stronger since last we fought. The result of your trials in the first, no doubt.
Have you finished? My apologies. I freed myself as soon as I awoke, but rather too late, I see. Now, Elidibus, if you have ceased trading blows, I would trade words with you. I have a theory, you see. One concerning that which you seek to accomplish. It stems from who, or rather what, you truly are. A primal.
Okay, so your Stoller thinks that is the essences.
The ancients created Zodiac to deliver the star from destruction. If the magic that brought him forth is the precursor of what we know as summoning, then Zodiac would have been instilled with a presiding desire. I found it among the records at Anida, and it came as no surprise. Were I faced with the world's destruction, I too would wish for the same. Salvation. I know that you sacrificed yourself to become Zodiac's heart.
So he is the original Elidibus.
How you came to be separated from him is less clear.
Yes, that is very interesting.
But if you are a fragment of his being, it stands to reason a desire for the world's salvation would drive you. And thus did you seek to inspire the masses to rise up as warriors of light, going so far as to use Ardbert as a symbol of hope.
Correct on all counts. Such is my nature, and such are my methods. I have aided heroes. I have made them. I have even become them. This served not only to strengthen me, but also to facilitate the work of my brothers, such as Emet-Selch, with his penchant for nation building.
Then you will be all too familiar with the fickleness of mankind. We change, we forget, and what little we do remember becomes twisted and fragmented over time. For which reason, you deem us unfit to carry on your legacy. But are you, yourself, free of these foibles? As the last witness of the final days, do you remember everything that was lost? Or even the things you cared about?
Get to the point.
A primal is shaped by the hope that fuels it. Even should this hope be something as simple as the world's salvation, it is the collective desire of innumerable disparate souls crying out for deliverance. Having drawn your strength from such a cacophony of voices, can you truly be sure you still speak with your own?
Get lawyered.
Your question is irrelevant. No matter how much I should change, no matter how much I should forget, I shall ever remember my duty. At times I stand with my brethren. At times I stand against them. All that I might steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. For Elidibus is my name and my mission, guiding my every deed. But enough talk. You have shown me sufficient proof of your might. As I am now, I would struggle to defeat you. Yet I have still to play all of my cards. If I could offer you some semblance of sport, your lessers would pose no threat to me. Would you not agree, Warrior of Darkness?
Oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. I mean, he said himself that he wanted us to demonstrate whether or not Arbit was a powerful enough host to get him. Oh, I am very, very afraid that I'm right about what is to come. Warlock, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Alright. Let's see. Alright, we're going for 3.5 hours. I think this is probably a good spot to take a break. Take 5. Make myself a coffee. And maybe also a snack. So I will be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. Okay? And then we'll carry on for a little bit. So I recommend you guys get up, stretch your legs. And I will see you all very, very soon. Okay? Alright. BRB.